Welcome back, everybody. Today we're working on the Necrons. Of course, our Fujiya screw cutter to get the parts off, and then the black primer. Cover the full surfaces of all the Necron parts. Now, these parts seem a little more flimsy than the Sergeants. Less painting, but and less assembly, so they're a little easier. Alright, we have our airbrush thinner. I'm mixing it with a little silver. Put a little wash over the black primer. Give it kind of a translucent metallic look. Add a little thinner to make it the right consistency. And then we're gonna cover the black, but we're gonna make it so you can look through the silver. So if you need to add a little bit more water or thinner to make it translucent, then I recommend it. But you want to pick up some of that black color underneath. We're still going to paint the armor copper color, but we want to have the under machinery underneath the armor looking like it's a metal, like a shiny, dirty metal. So we're using little copper. These are the scarabs, the little soldiers, little warriors for the Necrons, doing recon and swarming. Working on the heads, they're copper as well too. These guys have green eyes in contrast to the Sergeant's red eyes. When I'm lucky enough to have parts that I'm working on together on the sprue close to each other, I like to try to keep them as close, but lots of times you get the sprues that all your parts are far away from each other. In that case, you know, you gotta separate them, but we're using a little bit of the green. It's like it's the power source for the Necron's arsenal. Got a laser blasters. It's like can do some damage. A fine brush to get in it. Remember, if you mess up, it's very easy. Just cover it up and retry. Takes a lot of practice, so you might not get it right the first time. Little glue. We're going to stick the arms, attach them to the weapons. These will pop right into the chest cavity, the torso. Pop them in, put your chest plate on. It's fairly easy. These are a little bit more flimsy than the Sergeants. A little more difficult to put together, but definitely faster to paint and assemble. Alright, now that we got these guys together, we're going to start working on the base. Use the base plate as the template. Use a little joint compound here, just spreading it out, a little water. Some acrylic primer to get the base plates. And I'm going to mix a few earth tones with some ochre, some brown, some rust, some skin color. Mix them all together, make kind of an arid, sandy color, what you find in a desert. Alright, so we're gonna paint up our base plates. We use the Terra texture stone to create the rocks. Now I'm gonna wet my finger really saturate my finger and really trying to pad these down. It'll give it a nice eroded look. We're gonna make some airbrush paint here. We're gonna use the same colors as we did for the base plates. A little bit of ochre, a little bit of rust, a little bit of brown, a little bit of skin tone. But we're gonna add some paint thinner. We're gonna loosen it up a little bit, make it a little less viscous. And we're gonna get our base plate here. Our showcase. Yeah, I like this airbrush. It's got like a pistol grip. Gives you a nice action. Gives you good stability. It's good for broad coverage. Things, large swaths of area. Take a little bit of detail tack once it's dry. Spread it around a little bit. Add some blended turf. Right, airbrush it again. Make it look like sand and dirt. I ran out of masks. I didn't use any on this video. I gotta pick some up at the store. But we're gonna use some of the lichen. Use the detail tack to secure it to the base. Now this dries clear and matte, so even if you have a little bit exposed while it's wet, don't worry. Dry it out and it'll disappear. Now some of the standard sticks and organic material I just get from my yard. Smash it up. It's great for dioramas as long as it's to scale. Now this is a little bit of ash out of a fireplace. Make it look like a war-torn area. Use AG Gray and brown to kind of highlight some of the stones. Get some of that loose turf out of there. Yeah, the medium CA glue. It's my favorite. It's not too thin. It's not too thick. It's kind of like Three Little Bears. It's just perfect for projects like this. Alright, now we're going to glue the base plates down, making sure that the holes for the feet are in the right direction, for them all facing forward, to protect their leader. Add a little more blended turf with some ballast cement. Again, you can just put it on and it's just dry and it'll flatten and smooth out. Now our Necrons. Here we go, we got 4 Necrons and some Scarabs. Again, we're going to do the boss. That's going to be in the final video. Remember, you can get everything you see here on micromark.com. All the tools and supplies you need.